This is the description in this chapter. Then comment on this verse, first verse of 8th chapter. Bho vidura tam chapi yusmat charan sevaya aham paranude ityadina svato jnanam kutah punsham ityadina cha tvam mat sangam prarthayasi. Maitra said, "O Vidura, earlier you said," we read in the previous chapter, he says that by serving your feet, Maitra's feet, I will get rid of any trace of ignorance. Yusmacharan sevaya paranale. He had said this in the 18th verse of 7th chapter. And then he also said that please speak all these topics to me, because how can knowledge come without a teacher? So he says in this, by saying these two statements, you are begging my association. You have said it. Manmate tu saksat tav sangam sangha param durlam. He says, my opinion is that to have your association is very rare. Not only rare, but very, very rare. So Vidura was praying to Maitreya, but Maitreya says that actually to get association of Vidura is extremely rare. Kena mahasukriti chuda manina labhyata. It is available only to a person who has great pieties. In fact, he says one who is like the crest jewel among the pious people. Means the most pious person, only he or she can get the association of Vidura. So therefore he is praising. Tvat prasanga anuprasangavati api jane sevyamane haro bhakti syat. Says those who have associated with you, and then those who have associated with those who have associated with you. Means not even having direct association but indirect association. Such people will become devotees of Lord Hari. This is the importance of Vidura. That if one renders service to a person who has associated with you, not doing service to Vidura, but doing service to a person who has associated with him, or doing service to a person who has associated with another person who has associated with Vidura. So such a person can get sevimane haro bhakti syat iti viduram stuvana bhinandati. By saying this or with this intention, he is praising Vidura. That is the meaning of Sat Seviyam Sevaniyo Bhat Purvanso. But aho taya asmat janmartham angikrita. So he is speaking in great surprise that aho, that you have accepted birth Puruvanso api satam sevitum yogya krita, and you have made this dynasty of the Purus as appreciated or hankered even by the saintly people. Yadyatra tvam babhuvitha jatosi. Why is that? Because you have taken birth here. Because of your birth. Katham bhutaha brahma paramatma bhagavatsu matbhedena upasya swarupesu trishu madhye bhagavan eva pradhan bhuto yasase. And what is your greatness? He says your greatness is that you are Bhagavat Pradhan. So as I said earlier, that people see the same reality in different way. And when it comes to the absolute reality, then there are three major divisions of transcendentalists. Those who see the absolute as impersonal, all-pervading consciousness, the Brahmavadis. And then there are yogis who see the absolute as Paramatma manifest in the heart, the super soul. And then there are bhaktas, devotees, who perceive the Lord as a Supreme Person. So among these three, the Bhagavan is the highest manifestation of absolute reality. And Vidura is Bhagavad Pradhana, means he understands that Bhagavan, he is realized Bhagavan. So for that reason, among the transcendentalists or spiritualists, he is one of the best or chief. Not that he is a Brahmavadi or he is a yogi. यह भगवत उपासकेषु अपि मध्ये अर्जित कीर्तिमालाम अभीक्षणम प्रतिक्षणमेव पदे पदे प्रतिसुम्तिङन्तं प्रतिवाक्यमेव प्रतिश्लोकमेव प्रतिप्रकरणमेव नूतनयसे. And among those who worship the Lord, among them also says that you have attained fame, and therefore you are wearing the garland of the fame of the Lord, and you are making that garland fresh at every step or by every word you speak. The word pada in Sanskrit means step, feet. It also means a word. So pada means at every pada, every step or every word, or by every statement or every verse you speak. Prati prakaranam eva nutyanasi. Every topic you talk about, you bring out the fame of the Lord. Kirti malam imam swarasna suchya kevalam gathnasi. So he says that your tongue is like a needle, and just like with the needle and thread you make the garland. So like that he says that you are all the time adding flowers to this garland, fresh flowers, with your tongue, by your speech. Tvam punar ane enamiti snigdha anuragi su akarmana karna manah samputantar nidhaya nityam navini karoshi. And then by giving this garland in the form of fame of the Lord, by speaking, you are giving this garland into the ears of the devotees who like to hear about the Lord. And then through the ears it goes into their heart, which is like a box to keep the garland. And this way, all the time the garland is remaining fresh. Tvan mahatmyam anirvachyam eviti bhava. So the meaning is that your glory is indescribable. It is ineffable. I cannot speak about your fame, about your glory, and therefore I am very happy, I am very pleased to have your association. So after praising the student, from the next verse onwards he will start answering the questions which were raised by Vidura, that we will read in the next class. If there is any question.
So is it correct to say that Vidura was a disciple of Vyasa? Vyasa was his guru and not just his father?
Yes.
But there is no, let's say, parampara mentioned in which he is involved, or which he...
At least here it is not mentioned. About Maitreya it is mentioned that he studied from Parasara. But about Vidura, I haven't seen.
Now this statement has been going around that one should only hear from the Guru. Now here we see that Vidura, although Vyasa was his Guru, he also went to Maitreya to hear from him and to ask him questions.
Because he was ordered specifically by Lord Krishna. When Lord Krishna was leaving, then he spoke to Uddhava and Maitreya was present, and then he had told that he should give this knowledge to Vidura. So when Vidura met Uddhava on the bank of Yamuna, and then he asked him questions that you heard all this from the Lord, so please tell me also. So Uddhava refused that I will not speak that to you, but you should go to Maitreya. And Lord has already appointed him to speak to you. So that's why he came there.
So these things happen by the arrangement of the Lord.
Yes.
I also have a question about what you said in the beginning of the class about the different discrimination regarding punishment.
Yes.
So the different orders, different punishment was given. So if a Brahmin kills somebody, he is not to be punished or just be punished by verbally, by words?
No, he has to be punished. Punishment is not same as to others. This was the whole thing when we already read that in the first canto. In Ashwatthama he killed the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi. So then Arjuna went and caught him and brought into the camp. And then there were 2 opinions. One was that he should be killed because he has done such a heinous crime. Bhima was saying kill him. And Yudhishthira was saying that no, and Draupadi also, that don't kill him, he is your Guru Putra. And Guru's son is like Guru. And then also Krishna was saying that Brahman should not be killed. So Krishna said that now you should satisfy both parties, that Brahmana should not be killed, at the same time he has done the crime, so he should be punished for that. So then he removed his gem from the head, which means basically he insulted him, and insult was as good as death for him. So generally Brahmana is not to be given capital punishment. But of course if they are standing in war, then what can you do? In the war they were also killed. If Ashwatthama was fighting on the battlefield, then Krishna will not say that don't kill him.
And to a Kshatriya
And he can be punished.
can be killed. Vaisya? Vaisya?
Yeah, everybody else can.
So only is applicable in. And what about this, what means to be in charge of the direction?
It's like you're in charge of the house, you take care, maintenance.
And what is happening in the direction?
Direction means they have their planetary system.
Okay, in that direction, this planet, okay.
Coming back to this killing of Brahmanas, I remember from a British history in India that the East India Company in one circumstance wanted to hang a Brahmana for some reason. I don't remember which was it, but this created an uproar in the population because this was unheard of. And so I don't remember which was the reason, which of course was must have been some good reason for the British people, but the entire population got a kind of rebellion. I remember from my history studies long ago.
Yeah, because this Brahma Hatya or killing of a Brahmana is considered as a very heinous crime and very sinful activity. So usually they will not kill a Brahmana.
Why is that so? I mean,
Even Indra, he killed Brahman, so now then he has to suffer for that. Killed this Vishwarup, son of Tvashta.
so why is that so particular about a Brahmin?
Because Brahmanas were teachers and they were dedicated to educate the society. They are created for that. So if they are punished by death, then you lose teachers. Secondly is that because they are not so much in bodily consciousness of life, so there is no point in removing their body. If they are punished even by insulting or at mental level, this itself is enough painful for them, because idea of punishment is retribution is one thing, but the real purpose is reformation. So you give capital punishment to a person, this cannot be reformed, and better you remove him because it's causing so much disturbance in the society. But Brahmanas, because they are more in education and they are supposed to be austere and not so much materialistic, so there is no need for them to kill physically. It's mental death. It's like Krishna says, Sambhavitasya Purtas. Sambhavitasya Chakirti Varnadati Vichyate, that the infamy or disrespect for an honorable person is worse than death. So that is the principle.
This means also that in the Vedic culture, the capital punishment, killing somebody, was considered, was included in the.
Yeah, there was capital punishment.
Yeah. So it means that sometimes it's really necessary.
Even a king is not supposed to be killed, but the Brahmanas, they killed Vena because he became atheistic. So he is killed. Because what can he do? He is not going to be reformed. He cannot change him. So he killed him.
Another question I have is, now this chapter that you started, Maitreya praises Vidura. Is that actually an exceptional thing because Vidura is so great, or is it a part of spiritual culture that the teacher praises a good student?
Yeah, it is also part of culture. At least in Bhagavatam we hear it. Many times it comes.
Because many times we see that a teacher or even a guru praises a student not because the student is very great, but to inflate his ego so that he can
Well, it just,
get to
I
his
think,
purpose.
just probably to encourage them to hear more carefully, and
That's mainly for the sake of encouragement.
encourage them. Naturally you feel very happy, and then in that state you hear better. Instead of feeling terrified or full of fear, so it's like you can relax and hear.
And this point that to serve the person who has been associated with the there are 3 or 4 steps further from the direct person, like from the doula, just to show how he was great. So, from the service point of view, it has the same potency and value.
Well, potency is service depends on the person who is doing the service. What is the consciousness of that person? It is showing that basically how people became purified by the association. Here the idea is to show the greatness of Vidura.
The same.